Imagine you are driving through a road where on one side is a landslide, on the other side is a bottomless abyss. No guardrails, only the sound of the wind and your own heartbeat. In the world, there are routes that even satellite maps have difficulty recording completely. And today, you will discover roads that will make even the most daring drivers hesitate. Rising over 4,700 meters, the Zanda Road is a series of slippery bends that cut through the Nigari Plateau. No fences, no lines, just ice and the cold abyss. At this altitude, the engine weakens and oxygen thins, causing the driver to lose his sense of direction. Every year, dozens of trucks disappear into the fog and are never found. Lying between two active volcanoes, the road is often covered in hot ash. A gust of wind was enough to cause the sulfur dust to become so thick that it paralyzed all sensors and brakes. Local drivers have a saying: if you smell rotten eggs, your time is running out. This is no ordinary tunnel, but an underground tunnel that runs right under the artificial lake Ryujin, where the light has almost completely disappeared, leaving only the sound of engines echoing in the cold darkness. People say, sometimes metallic screeching and breathing sounds from inside the tunnel as if something was moving behind. The Al-Lajin Road in central Jordan is an ancient route that runs through the distinctive black basalt desert of Karak province, approximately 62.14 miles from the capital Amman. Established during Roman times, this road is still used today by people and truck drivers to transport goods. But hidden behind the peaceful appearance is danger, because the narrow, dark road makes anyone who passes by shudder. At night, vehicles are forced to travel in convoys, because just one wrong turn and the vehicle can disappear into the deep basalt abyss. The TZN Test Road in Morocco is one of North Africa's most spectacular and dangerous mountain passes. Rising at an altitude of approximately 6,864 feet between Marrakech and Taroudant through the majestic High Atlas Mountains. Built by the French in 1932, this road was created to shorten the journey and promote trade between the mountains and the plains. However, with countless sharp turns, narrow roads, thick fog, and frequent rockfalls, TZN Test becomes a harsh challenge for any driver where just a second of inattention can cost a life. Fadin Pass is about 32 kilometers, 19.88 miles long, with some sections reaching 1,648 meters, 5,407 feet above sea level. The name Fadin in Thai means heaven and earth, because the peak of the pass is so high that it seems to touch the clouds. The road is winding, steep, with many consecutive hairpin turns. One side is a cliff, the other side is a deep abyss. During the rainy season, thick fog reduces visibility to just a few meters. And in winter, strong cold winds can make it easy to lose control of the steering wheel. Despite the spectacular scenery, Pha Dinh is still known as one of the 4 most dangerous mountain passes in Vietnam, a place that only experienced drivers dare to attempt.
Hai chồng rừng hoa.
This is a dangerous mountain pass deep in the Andes, at an altitude of more than 3,300 meters, 10,827 feet above sea level. The road is narrow, has many sharp turns. The surface is mostly gravel and is often covered with heavy snow in winter. Built to serve mining trucks, the route has now become a challenge for adventurous drivers. If you have the opportunity to set foot on Cerro de los Machos, prepare a steady hand and a calm heart, because only those who are determined enough can conquer this dangerous road safely. One of the steepest slopes in Europe, with an incline of up to 20%. The road is only 1.5 kilometers long, but has 13 extremely tight hairpin turns. Every braking is a gamble. When it rains, water from the Stahlheimsfossen waterfall overflows onto the road, causing cars to slide as if on ice.
Kilometrito por un sendero del bosque hemos llegado a una preciosa debajo del río.
The view is breathtaking, but no one dares to see it while driving. Do you dare to drive through Stalheimskliva, the steepest road in Norway? Comment 1 if you are brave enough. Open only 60 days a year, Trollheimen Snow Road is a natural runway higher than 1,200 meters. The snow wind blew so hard that can pushed a heavy truck aside. When the blizzard comes, people only hear the sound of the wind and the feeling of the car floating in the air. No signs, not listed on the map. "52 kilometers long, the silence across an abandoned silver mine, where landslides regularly wipe out the road. Until now, no one knows where this road leads, only that it never brings anyone back. Is one of the most winding and dangerous roads in the Andes, located at an altitude of more than 200 meters, 10.5 feet, near the Chile-Argentina border. This road is famous for more than 30 consecutive sharp turns, without guardrails, while heavy trucks still have to climb the slope every day. In winter, the snow covers the road, making it slippery. If you lose control for just a few seconds, you can fall straight into a cliff hundreds of meters deep. Los Caracoles is not only a challenge for the driver, but also the boundary between courage and life and death.
Bonita. Sí.
Do you see? Los Caracoles Road, Chile, Ruta Chile 60. Looks like a giant dragon winding through the Andes? Please like if you also find that shape spectacular and scary. On one side are pastel houses clinging precariously to the cliffs. On the other side is the Mediterranean Sea sparkling in the sun, so beautiful it makes the driver's hands tremble with excitement. The extremely narrow lane is barely enough for two cars to pass each other. The hairpin bends are frequent, and the traffic is crowded with cars jostling for every meter. Huge tour buses can suddenly block your way. Blind corners can block your view, and even a moment of distraction can send you carelessly skidding to the edge of a cliff. Leaving Amalfi, we head to Grossglockner High Alpine Road, Austria, a spectacular road between the majestic Alps. 36 curves hug the slopes of the Hohe-Tauern mountain like an ice museum open to the sky. Nearly 48 kilometers long, rising more than 2,400 meters in the middle of the Alps, where storms can strike suddenly in just a moment. Late snow can blanket the landscape in the middle of summer, sudden fog can obscure visibility, and slippery roads can make every turn a nerve-wracking challenge. Drones sweep across white glaciers, close-ups of colorful alpine wildflowers along the roadside, and from above, the ribbon-like hairpin bends that hug the mountainside appear. From the majestic Alps, the journey takes us to Lingxi Z-shaped mountain road in Chongqing, China, where the curves follow each other vertically like stairs to heaven. 18 sharp turns between two giant stone walls, a true traffic sculpture. Stretching 3 kilometers with sharp turns, this road is the lifeline connecting the isolated village with the outside world. The road is narrow and steep, with falling rocks lurking in the rainy season, and when you encounter oncoming vehicles, there is almost no way out. Drone scans the entire Z-curves. The car slowly hugs the edge of the rock, interspersed with images of the daily life of local people. Ha Giang Loop, Vietnam. Continuing the journey is Ha Giang Loop, Vietnam's spectacular limestone road. Cattier Rocks, Ma Pai Leng Pass, fog and deep abyss are breathtakingly beautiful, but require a driving hand as steady as steel. Ha Giang Loop is nearly 300 kilometers long, embracing majestic limestone mountains, passing through ethnic villages and UNESCO-recognized karst plateaus. The road is narrow and winding. Thick fog obscures visibility. Motorbikes are common, but the risk of accidents is always lurking. Tusan Canyon is steep next to No Kay River, point of view of breathtaking Ma Pai Leng Pass, mixed with simple indigenous life in the high mountains. The journey continues to Tateyama Kurobe Alpine Route, Japan, the legendary White Snow Road. Snow corridors up to tens of meters high, a route to conquer the Japanese Alps by cable car, electric bus, and funicular. The 72-kilometer Tateyama Kurobe Alpine Route, open only seasonally, features a towering snow wall of snow in spring. The weather changed suddenly, from sunshine to blizzard, along with fierce mountain winds making the journey more unstable. Amidst the towering giant snow wall, the tiny tourist walks. The cabin hangs over the white mountains, and in the distance appears the emerald-green Kurobe Lake embracing the majestic mountains. Please comment, "Awesome," if the scene is ya. This is overwhelming. Leaving the Japanese Alps, the journey takes us to the Pacific Coast Highway, California, America's iconic coastal road. Stretching 960 kilometers along the Pacific Ocean, the Pacific Coast Highway leads past Big Sur, the legendary Bixby Bridge, and towering cliffs that touch the waves. The scenery is breathtaking, but occasional landslides force the road to be closed. Danger always lurks from fierce sea winds, dense fog, and unforgiving cliffs. The convertible drove close to the edge of the cliff, while the fog swallowed the ocean below. Deo Passo Giao are Dolomites. In next is Passo Giao in the Dolomites, Italy, where majestic mountains meet challenging curves. The vast grasslands embrace the Dolomites, where rocks and clouds harmonize in a symphony. The highlight of the pass is its elevation of about 2,236 meters, located near the town of Cortina d'Ampezzo. The constant danger in Paso Jiao is the thick fog that covers the area, combined with the slippery road surface during the transition season, making driving challenging and potentially risky. Panoramic view of majestic mountain peaks, where cars curve smoothly between the green grasslands. Continuing the journey is the winding slope of Nikko Irohazaka in Japan, famous for dozens of sharp turns, embracing the mountains and forests in the red leaf season. With 48 curves representing 48 ancient characters, Nikko Irohazaka is like a cultural roller coaster leading from central Nikko to Lake Chuzenji. The highlight is the separate up and down routes, most brilliant during the beautiful red leaf season. The danger lies in steep slopes that can easily cause the brakes to overheat, plus fallen leaves make the road slippery. Nikko Irohazaka is not only a driving challenge, but also a journey to immerse yourself in the beauty of Japanese culture and nature. Next is Angel's Crest Highway, California. The angelic path embraces the rugged mountains. Angel's Crest Highway, California, is known as one of the most beautiful and spectacular roads in the American West. The 62-mile-long road winds through the San Gabriel Mountains, featuring mountain-hugging curves and sweeping views of majestic canyons and jungles. However, this place also has potential risks from steep slopes, sudden fog, and slippery roads, especially in winter when it is covered in snow. This experience is both beautiful and fierce, a journey you should conquer with awareness, a safe pace, and absolute respect for nature. BR 319, Konduang Suyen Rung Amazon or Brazil land, from the mountains of California. The journey takes us to BR 319, the road through the Amazon rainforest in Brazil, where the challenge is not in the cliffs, but in the endless wilderness. BR 319 is a legendary South American route, leading straight into the majestic but harsh Amazon jungle. Stretching over 800 kilometers, connecting Manaus with Porto Velho, it is mostly bumpy, muddy red dirt road. On the road, there are many makeshift, dilapidated wooden bridges spanning rivers and streams, surrounded by pristine tropical rainforest. During the rainy season, BR 319 turns into a sea of mud. Vehicles can easily get stuck for hours, and the weather can change quickly. This road is a tough challenge, and to conquer it, you need specialized vehicles, adequate supplies, and a steely spirit. Deo Grimsel or Thrui Sifram, the Amazon jungle, the journey takes us to Grimsel Pass in Switzerland, where the Alps open up with winding bends between glacial lakes and majestic cliffs. Grimsel Pass is a famous Swiss mountain pass where the Alps appear spectacularly with majestic rocks, ice, and lakes. At 2,164 meters, it connects the Bernese Oberland with the Valais, and is notable for its winding curves around the glacial lakes, Grimselsee and Totensee.